What's up YouTube, it's Tree coming at you with another video. Today I am going to show you my 5 ways of making Flux, the best methods out there for beginners to make your Flux. So let's get into it. So at number 5, I'm going to rank ring crafting. Ring crafting is a good way of making Flux, but it is all RNG. Now, it does take a little bit to get your ring crafting skill to 250 to make the Lord of the Rings tab, to make the signet boxes. When you are doing rune crafting, the best rings usually are physical damage and magic damage. They are the most popular rings out there to sell, and they sell quite frequently. Now, it does take a bit to make these boxes, but it is very easy to get the resources. You can go to the red gem portal for U7, U8, U9. There's a ton of shapestone and a ton of primordial flames to farm there, and it doesn't take a lot to actually farm these things. But I'm ranking it at number 5 because it is a very hit or miss type crafting skill, because you can either get a good ring or you cannot get a good ring. So for example, I made this ring right here, physical damage and magic find. Those rings can sell from 80k to 100k Flux depending on the market at the time of when you are selling it, to see whether there's a lot of people selling rings or not. Or you can get my luck over here, which is pretty bad. You can get stability rings, and they don't sell at all. You're gonna get like maybe 15k a piece out of it. So it's a big hit or miss, because you can waste all the resources and make money, or you can waste all the resources and not make money. But it is a very good way to actually make money, but all RNG based, so that is why I am ranking it at number 5. But it's always nice to level up your ring crafting in general just before the mastery. Next on the list, we're going to move to gardening. Gardening is very underrated kind of skill, in my opinion. I think it is. I don't really see a lot of people like prioritizing it, but it is a good way to make money, because cupcake seeds are very high priced and you can sell them for a lot. So all them bleached bones and stuff like that you do get, or even making the lower costing ones, steed feed, which are very easy to make. It doesn't take a lot to make it, and even if you buy these materials in the marketplace and you decide to just buy them outright and then make the steed feed, you're still going to make a profit. Cupcake seeds, for example, if you buy all the supplies in the market then make the cupcake seeds, you are gonna lose maybe a little bit of profit. But bleached bones aren't hard to get, as you are farming, say, primordial flames or shapestone in the red gem portal. You can always just, while you're doing it, even farming dungeons and such, just pick up them bleached bones as you're going, and all the enemies in there give you bleached bones. So it's a good way of making money as well. I always like to go for the steed feed or the wild cupcakes, just for the fact of steed feed's easy to make, and when I have a bunch of bleached bones saved up, I'll make the cupcake seeds and they sell like wildfire, and bing bang boom, you got a bunch of Flux. This way has made me a couple 100k Flux, and the ring crafting, because it is all RNG, I've had some good luck with it. It's made me like it's made me like 600, 700k Flux. I haven't been doing it for a while, but when I actually do it seriously and I make like 1,000 or 500 boxes, it makes me a good amount of Flux. Next on the list is, coming at number 3, is rune crafting. My way of using rune crafting right now is making glass block recipes. Now, it might change whenever you are watching this video, so for you guys, just look at the prices in the market and judge which block recipe you are going to get the most profit out of. Right now, glass block recipe for me is working the best. Actually, for example, right now I am selling a bunch of stacks of glass block recipes, and I literally just put these up. They have been up for very long, but to give you an example of basically what I'm really low on Flux right now. You know, I had like 800k. I dumped it all into recipes for making all my workbench recipes and just various mounts and allies to basically level up my mastery, because you know it is not even 300 yet. So that's basically what I've been doing while I've been, you know, trying to make Flux so much. But these do sell pretty quick, and you know I usually sell them 30 a stack because there's only about 36 glass block recipes in general, so I usually sell about 30 a stack, and they sell for about 600. Um, basically, you can either just buy the resources outright or go get the resources, but you make a profit either way if you just buy the resources from the market and then just sell them. You'll make probably about 150, maybe 200 Flux profit on every one. So I basically I have 42,000 Flux right now. I was at 80k, and I spent about, let's say, like 30 something k, 39k, 38k on these resources to make all of these blocks, and I'm gonna sell them for about, in all of these together, I'm gonna sell them for 80, like 5k all together. So after everything's said and done, I will be making a 40k profit. So a 40 to 50k profit after all of these, depending on if I take them out, maybe switch prices, you know. But about 40 to 50k profit. So rune crafting right now is the way I'm making my Flux, and it's very good to make Flux, and it's very inexpensive for me at least. I mean, blank scrolls cost a lot, but you know, at the same time, you know, if you do the right thing and you find the right prices, you're gonna make a nice pretty penny off of it with good margins. But now coming into number 2 would be the most long-term and grinding way, other than maybe grinding resources, would be just doing your everyday dungeons, you know, just farming dungeons, farming, etc., you know, just finding drops and such, because shadow gear isn't hard to get. Shadow gear is easy to get, you know, you don't need a ton of magic find to actually get shadow gear. You know, you can find shadow 1, shadow 2, shadow 3 with even 100 magic find. It's you know, when you're getting into radiant and stellars, because ultimately you want to go for that stellar drop, you need like 1500 plus. Like, you can obviously get it at lower, but it's just an insanely lower rate, because as they add in more of these dragons, they add more of these stuff. They just keep nerfing the drop rates of these items as magic find keeps increasing, which does struggle for you guys, because the little guys and maybe even beginners that are watching this right now, it is very, you know, it does suck because it's harder to get those drops. But whenever you do get this shadow gear, it's always nice to just, you know, get it and loot collect it. I always like to loot collect them, just for the fact of, man, why did I just do that? I just put it in my chest. That was pretty dumb. But alright, so loot collecting them, they'll give you, like, for example, Shadow 5 will give you pentaforged shadow souls, and will give you about 1,000 flux. The flux doesn't really matter, it's the souls that matter, because as you loot collect these things, if you want to look in the market of what they are going right now, 5k a piece. Right now, 5k a piece. So you're not going to sell Shadow Forge in trade chat at all. You're not going to sell it to people. No one's going to want to buy it. You know, it's very hard to even sell that kind of stuff. So this, basically, loot collecting it, then selling the souls, or you're always going to make a profit off of it, because, you know, you're not actually putting any money into it. But, you know, same thing with Shadow 1, Shadow 2, Shadow 3, Shadow 4. You all get souls for that tier, and you can always sell them. Shadow 1, Shadow 2, Shadow 3 aren't going to sell for a lot, but Shadow 4 and Shadow 5, you know, you can make a little pretty penny on of them. Now, if you're going to Radiant, I wouldn't really loot collect, because the souls you get from Radiant aren't beneficial. They don't sell for a lot. They actually sell less for the Pentaforged ones. They sell less. They're like 3k a piece. Now, I just like to basically level up my Radiant all the way and max it out, like this one, for example, and then sell them. Or I can sell them for maybe, you know, I can sell this one for like 30 to 40k. Or I will transfer it to and upgrade it to Stellar, and then sell it maybe like 70k to 80k a pop. But that is the more harder route. It's coming into 2 because it is like one of the most easiest ways to make the Flux. It's just basically playing the game and having fun, and it's just it's a good way to make Flux because you're not putting any money into it. But now, besides that, that's number two. I put it on the list because it still should be a way of making it. I mean, I use it just because I play the game, but at the same time, these crafting ones are, the quickest and easiest way to make the Flux. Now, coming in at number one, you guys probably guessed, but for you beginners out there that actually don't know, we're going to use the market. The market, flipping items and buying items in the market and buying them for lower and then flipping them and selling them for higher is basically the best way to make Flux in this game. And for you beginners out there actually don't know how to do that, basically how you do it is, let's go to what I'm selling right now. I'm selling glass block recipes. So if I go to glass block, let's see these guys right here. Right there, 575. I'm selling mine for 600. That's about a 25 Flux increase. I don't need to buy it, but I'm just showing you an example. I would buy this all the way up to 600 because I'm selling mine for 600, and then I would flip them and I'd sell them back for 600. So out of all of these, I'm gonna make a profit out of it. It's not a lot, but I'm talking about when you get better at it and when you learn it and you actually start getting some Flux. And it does take a little bit of Flux to start doing this, and that's why these crafting, like ring crafting, and gardening is good to get Flux and get you a base amount of Flux. And then if actually you want to start the marketplace and you want to start flipping, you can always try it. It's not the way I make my Flux. Don't really. That's not what I'm saying. Go and buy like stuff for that low and start flipping, but. I don't use it personally. I don't know a whole lot on it. I just know how to do it, but I'm not good at it. Now, it is the best way to make Flux in the game. That's how people make millions and millions and millions of Flux, but you gotta just learn it over time. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But, about 30K of these right here, not 30K, 30, my bad. If I had 30K, that'd be awesome. But 30 of these right here is, actually, I bought them for like 400 Flux, and I'm flipping them for 600. So I'm gonna make 200 Flux on each of these. So that's really nice. It's gonna be like a 3K Flux increase that I didn't spend anything on. So I'm gonna make 3K Flux right there. But those are my ways of making Flux. Now, the reason why those ones are on the list instead of the other ones, these are just ranked from either just buying them from the marketplace and then just making the items outright and selling them. But all of these methods are going to make you a ton of Flux if you actually go out there and grind the resources. Now, all of them, obviously you can buy just the resources for these things from the marketplace and just make the items and sell them right away. But that is going to be more costly, and that's why ring crafting is coming in at 5 because of the fact of it's an all RNG, and I've tanked a lot of cash into ring crafting. I've made a lot of cash, I've tanked a lot of cash, and it's a hit or miss all the time. So, all of these are really beneficial, and I hope this helped you guys and all you beginners out there that are trying to make some Flux. But just work on it, work on the flipping, actually just play the game and grind and farm your resources at the same time. Take the game. You don't need to just grind your levels really fast. And if you are going to want to make Flux, take that extra step, take that extra time out of your path of grinding and farm that stack of Shapestone, farm that stack of Infinium and Formicite, and get that bleached bone that's laying on the ground, kill that random skeleton. All of those are going to make you a ton of Flux. But hope this helped. If you guys liked the video and it did help you guys, just make sure if you can leave me that like. It does help me, and subscribe to my channel, and I will be releasing more content videos for you guys. And if you do want to see anything, comment down below and tell me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help and answer back. And if you guys want to see any other videos, I have a ton of ideas and a ton of videos I would like to release, and I'm going to be releasing them probably every other day, maybe every 2 days. I'll be releasing a new video on something to help you guys out. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.